contractors, strategic partners in the facilities we manage, our eyes and hands in day-to-day plant operation and maintenance. Their safety is our responsibility, just like any other Grupo Enel colleague. We share the same goal of zero accidents. Planning, sharing information, preliminary coordination, supervision in the field, these are the primary measures we use to prevent accidents. But how can we improve our dialogue with the contractors? Are we sure that our communication is effective? Let's identify the ideal communication scenario in our country, compare it with the actual situation, and come up with the plan that we need to implement. Let's go! What would be the ideal model? It needs to include all levels of dialogue, both with Enel and with the contractors, and it must define periodic contact. The communication needs to flow both ways in order to determine the needs of the contractors, workers, and at the same time, to ensure that they understand and share our messages. Contractor relations will be different in each country, but they will always be mutual, and they must guarantee effective communication of information related to safety and the environment. We propose the following communication frequency model. Top management at least once a year. Health, safety, environment and quality managers at least 3 times a year. Supervisors at least once a week. Other areas at least once a year. As well as a series of essential channels including meetings and face-to-face encounters, emails, specific communication channel for contractors with a fixed periodicity. Depending on the specific reality of each country or region, this to-be model will need to be defined using the ideal model table. Communication as-is situation. To analyze the contractor relations as-is situation in our country and then compare it with the to-be model, we must first answer some questions. Who are they? How many are there? What do we tell them? When and how do we do it? Do we have their replies? Do we know what they want? There is a checklist that you can use to evaluate the most relevant aspects of the relationship with the companies in your country. It is divided into 4 blocks. Identification of the companies and workers, channels and points of contact, content of the communication, periodicity of the communication. In addition, a diagram can be drawn up to show the current relationships visually. We will look at aspects such as the frequency of the relationships, the type of messages shared, the channels used, the points of contact. By completing the table, you get the relationship as-is situation. Once the points above have been completed, you would draw up an improvement action plan focusing on the different areas. Here are some of the actions that you could select for your plan depending on the area of improvement highlighted. Contractor identification. Creation of a mapping of all contractor companies. Creation of an information management IT system. Keeping a record of contact details for all workers. Identification of workers by profile. Channels and points of contact. Creation of specific channels for communicating best practices, for example, the monthly or quarterly bulletin. Generation of exclusive initiatives for workers in contractor companies. Defining profiles in the company that are responsible for contractor relations. Organization of periodic meetings or meetings based on project milestones with different organization and contractor levels. Content of the communication. Communication of all lessons learned. Periodic notification of the accident-free days and the near misses. Permanent suggestion box. Annual contest for best practices in contractor safety. annual contractor satisfaction survey with Enel communications related to health, safety, environment and quality. Communication periodicity. Annual meeting with contractors, prevention, health, safety, environment, quality and other technicians, with the participation of all related areas, procurement, operations and maintenance, general management, etc., to share ideas for improvement, safety culture, topics of interest to the company, etc. Annual meeting with the workers. Monthly or quarterly bulletin with information on safety, lessons learned, near misses. Contests, draws or specific initiatives for contractor and subcontractor workers. The Contractor Communication Optimization project was born in Spain, so it has been the pilot test run enabling us to see a real-world example of applying the process we have just looked at. To better understand this example, you must first understand the initial context. First, you must complete the checklist. The checklist enables us to affirm the following: strengths. Good system of contractor relations through proper organization of communications. The points of contact are identified. There is periodic contact and there is key content. Areas of improvement. We need the contact details for the field workers as well as their identification by profile. Lack of a specific communication channel with a set periodicity in which to share information on health, safety, environment and quality, initiatives, etc. Let's go on now to the relations diagram. Relations diagram. Contractor relations are managed through several profiles. Periodic meetings and communication actions take place between the different levels of dialogue. The periodicity is already established at some levels. Both in top management and in the area of health, safety, environment and quality, there is a strong commitment in contractor relations in the area of safety. Let's look at some examples of communication with contractor companies and their workers. Contractors Meeting, Madrid. Regional meetings. Safety briefings with supervisors and field workers. In particular, Enel Green Power Spain has a business activity coordination platform called CAI in Spanish, with a record of all contractors that work at the facilities. The platform is used to register the contractors that access the facilities, register and review the safety documentation to grant access authorization, include the working procedures, send communications on lessons learned or near misses. Let's look at some examples of CAI communications through the platform. There are a great many workers identified on the platform who access our facilities, over 5,000, that we cannot contact directly because we do not have their contact details. Nearly 1,000 users are registered on the platform to enter the details of over 5,000 workers in the system. There are 1.2 users per active company and over 5,000 workers. The documentation section was accessed just 300 times, and only 223 bulletins and documents were downloaded. So, this platform is considered a working tool and does not work as an effective channel for our messages on health, safety, environment and quality to reach workers in the field. Current relations model. we identify points of contact, frequency, and the content of the messages we send to the contractor companies. If we compare all the above with the contractor communication 2B, we can see that we are in line with the level and frequency of dialogue. In short, according to the analysts of the checklist and the relations model, Spain has, in general, a good contractor relations model, which enables us to interact at all levels of the organization. Because only the supervisors ensure direct contact with field workers, they are our best ambassadors. Contractor relations are based on a model that is eminently one way, and the workers cannot send us their suggestions, concerns, and opinions. Thus, although the current model is very close to the ideal, there are some areas for improvement. Improve the functions of the KAI platform. Create a specific channel for communication. Define internal initiatives for workers. Create a channel or inbox to enable all companies to send in their suggestions. Periodically measure the quality of the communications between Enel Green Power Spain and the contractors. Following the analysis process, the following action plan was defined and put into practice, focusing on the different analysis sections. Identification of companies and workers. New functionalities have been developed and adjustments made to the KAI platform, such as identification by role or profile, improvements in obtaining statistics, creation of periodic activity reports, underway, channels and points of contact, creation of a quarterly newsletter that includes messages from senior management and from the health, safety, environment and quality manager, lessons learned and near misses, improvement initiatives in health, safety, environment and quality, specific health, safety, environment and quality topics, completed, creation of a contest for best practices and ideas for innovation in safety, completed, launch of an annual perception survey for communication to evaluate the quality of communication with contractors. Completed. Creation of an inbox open channel for suggestions, concerns and comments on health, safety, environment and quality, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with a maximum response time of 36 hours. Underway. You're ready. Now it's your turn to analyze the reality of your contractor relations and to propose and implement the necessary action measures. Thank you very much for your attention. We're at your disposal for any help you may need.